The somber day.
What? What do you mean? I thought there were a few projects that were supposed to save the entire space.
Hey man, it
It is what it
it is what it
is.
is, man.
Wait. I recognize that clone down there. Uh, it must be Prez's alt account. I was like, wait a second. Nobody's right click saving the homie Prez. Ain't nobody doing it. Guys, I'm gonna hop in Prez's pod, bro. I'm gonna get the clone in Prez's pod. Finally got a new Wi-Fi router set up, so I got that Wi-Fi. So
But yeah, it's been very it's been a very interesting day, man. I've been listening on and off to this the D God space. Learned a lot, and what I basically learned is that um, everybody um, has an idea of how things should go, and it's never going to go that way. And when it doesn't go exactly the way they want it to go, they'll fud it and leave. I guess I don't know, man. Interesting day.
Hey man, on another note, what happened today is that a lot of us got emails. We usually all get emails and we just don't even open them and look at them. But today, I think a lot of us got a special email we've been waiting for a long time. And that's season 1, second half. I'm finally excited to wear my drip. I know Dre Mill definitely got something on the way to his house. I know Compound may or may not have got something on the way to his house. Anya, do we even need to ask? Think we might need to.
bro, me and Anya didn't get anything.
No way.
Yeah, but we're screwed. I ended up trading Shabazz for a CloneX Genesis shirt. Like, let me tell you, dude, how good do I sound right now? Though, is it echoey? Tell me
No,
what
you sound like you got that $500 a month Wi-Fi right now.
Yo, bro, I got that. I got that new router in the office. We're pumping half a gig. It's great. So I got my CloneX shirt that was free for everybody. I had to trade a $60 Azuki shirt for it, but I got it and I wore it today to go look at wedding venues. So I was rocking CloneX to the wedding venues to show them what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be in San Diego, so at least close by. So we're good to go, man. We're good to go.
Wow.
Repping the squad. That's all I got though.
Wait. So you don't have anything? All right, we gotta we gotta get it figured out for you then,
Yeah, I need to get some more shit, honestly. I'm gonna wait for everybody to get their stuff, kind of see what I like, and then maybe start trying to pick some stuff up.
bro. Am I weird for just being like unbiased because it's the only thing I have coming in, but I'm just super hyped for the pants.
I feel you though, bro, because your concern was that how the hell are you supposed to know that these things are gonna fit? You know how hard it is to buy pants online? Like,
Yeah,
how the
bro.
fuck?
I'm definitely gonna have to go take them to the tailor or something. We'll see.
Especially you, bro. You're like 6'5", 6'6", pump. So like
Yeah,
it ain't easy to
yeah,
find
six
pants that
five. You mean 6'5" 6'5" shorter than Dre Mill? That's what you meant to say.
it ain't easy out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If I walk in between you guys in public, people might think you guys are my bodyguards. That's how little I am standing next to both of you.
Dude. I'll never forget Ninja standing on his toes to make me look smaller next to Dre.
Yeah,
Like
that was
it's
classic.
like your homie just like deceiving you, bro. Like you know what I mean? Just like throwing. It's almost like getting thrown under the bus. You know, nobody told me we're standing on toes. Nobody said, "Hey, yo, stand on your toes so it don't look that bad." But Ninja just did it.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I didn't know until the photo finish came out. That was hilarious.
No, dude, I'm excited for y'all. I'll get some shit. Glad I finally got a CloneX shirt. It's actually fucking. You guys weren't lying. That shirt is nice, bro. I have
Bro, that
Miami
shit's
shirts.
fire.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I
Showing
got
some light.
Miami shirts, but that one is.
Change
Shauna
your whole
was like,
life.
Wait,
dude.
wait, wait, wait. So I bring Compound back exclusive Tokyo Murakami shirt. And all I hear is about this free CloneX shirt that he had to trade. What's really going on? You know what I'm saying? What's really good?
no, dude, I wear that shirt every nice event I go to. I get to wear that shirt as well. The one that I didn't have, there's one more shirt I want. So Dre fucking set me up, dude, and I
The shirt
appreciate
Dre
it,
gave you is your suit and tie.
bro. Imagine if I didn't have Dre or Baron, I wouldn't have any clone or CloneX fucking shirts, and I wouldn't have Genesis kicks. Like the homies take
For
care of
real,
you out here, bro.
Genesis kickies.
Oh, I forgot that day, the Genesis. Yo,
Mm.
I
Baron's
would
gonna
be
feel
alright,
bad
bro.
for that.
And if I didn't have Pump and Dre and Baron, I would not even be put on to the drip shoes, bro. Like I would have never bought the drip shoes. I'd have no Air Force Ones and no fucking clothes. Imagine
That's what
that.
happens when you surround yourself with good people, dude. That's
That's
what
what
I
I'm
try to
saying.
do every single day.
Yo, the day the Air Forces arrive, I'm driving down to San Diego compound. I'm bringing
Mm.
every pair, and I'm just pulling up on you. I'm gonna try to kidnap Dre if he's not too busy, and we're gonna just take a picture of like all our shit next to each other.
Dude, I was thinking about getting like a videographer and hiring him to do some unboxings. You know what I mean?
We already got that. Pump no tons of videographers and photographers and studios and all of the above. We already got that on lock. Wow.
Yeah, trust me, compound. We had this conversation. We're gonna make it happen. Just
We'll
wait.
do it. Yeah, we'll do it down here. Unboxing at the compound. We'll throw a party, bro. An unboxing party. I'll have all the homies come DJ. Like I got a bunch of friends that DJ. Um, yeah, it'll be lit. Dude. It'll be lit. Pump knows everybody. Honestly,
Bro,
I'll try my
you have
best.
no idea, man. You have
how
no
does
idea.
Pump know every? Pump, tell me before we go to the hands. I apologize. How the fuck do you just know everybody?
Honestly, just being curious. Honestly, bro, to be honest, since a young kid, like every place that I've wanted to be, I've always tried to figure out how I could get in there. And somehow, after grinding, I figure it out. Go to the right places. Don't put on a show. Don't act fake, and then just all comes to you when you grind. But it all honestly stems from shoes. Shout out to shoes and living in LA. Shit just comes full circle. Shoes have always been like my gateway to like any connection that I have that remained without the shoes even. So yeah, that's
I
why
think
I'm
Shoes,
so into the
shoes,
Air Forces and everything.
shoes is like weed, man. It brings the community together. Always has, always will.
I think the big takeaway that I took away from that is just be your fucking self, right? Because people can like you just like I was just being myself. I wanted to go fucking figure out what it was, and people fuck with you, bro. I think that's a pretty good lesson, dude. Because people can sniff out authenticity, and we get a lot of authenticity in this space. But like if honestly. A lot of people self-conscious about just being themselves, but I promise you, you're fucking way cooler than the fake person that you might try to portray. I'm talking to everybody in here, honestly. All right, let's get to the hands. I'm just
Compound
rambling.
was just talking to himself.
Nah, he's speaking
He's
facts.
like, "You're way cooler."
Nah,
Yeah, that's
nah.
where the self like pump yourself up. You're looking in the mirror. You're like, no, be
Self
yourself, bro.
talk.
Start
Yo,
that space.
before the hands, to add to what you said, ever since I was a kid too, I've always hung out with homies that are older than me. Kids my age when I was younger, I were like, not gonna say I'm the most mature person on planet Earth, but I just didn't have a connection with like kids that were just like, I grew up single mom, had to grind, do my own thing. All these kids around me, like rich growing up, don't understand the perception. So like for me, I was always surrounding myself with older homies and people that had to take like the same pathway to get to where they are that I'm on, if that makes sense. So yeah. All right, go to the hands. I'm sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
Grind time, baby.
Shadow, my dude, what's up, bro?
Hey, man. I just want to say, I'm just going to read this headline. While I'm looking at it, it looks amazing, too. So apparently a company has built a stone carving AI robot. Basically a 3D printer on crack that is able to carve stone artworks like the ones that you see like in Italy, at the, like those, what do they call it? Romantics, the Renaissance era, that good stuff. This robot can not only carve identical 3D mapped stone carvings, but they can do it 100 times faster than the average human stone carver, and they can do it 1,000 times more accurate, meaning like they have 1,000 times less mistakes that a human would make. This is a 100+ thousand dollar machine, but it's just cranking out all these beautiful artworks, and that was pretty crazy, and it just got me thinking. I'm like, how much is like, are we just really heading to a place where just everything's just going to be automated? Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It's gonna flood the market. It's gonna flood the market with a bunch of fakes, because they're just pumping them out. You know what, bro? Luxo fixes this.
Yep. Who said that?
Hemi, my dude. And then we'll go to Wiz because Hemi put his hand down, but I think he came up first.
I'll just come to say what's up, bro. Been a minute. Been listening to your spaces. Haven't been saying much, but yeah, just what's good. Baron, bro, I'm just checking in. Do I still have a pair of 13s on the way? Like compound, bro. The fact that you surprised you weren't gonna get a pair, man. Of
No, dude. The story goes, I missed the entire season 1, even the free T-shirts, because I just kind of checked out. I must have been traveling or something, and missed the date. And then I started doing spaces and talking with Dre and Pump and Baron and some of the sneaker connoisseurs in here, and they convinced me, just as an investment purpose, that the drips were a play. I was like, all right, we'll do drips. And Baron fucking surprised me with a gift like the day before LeBron comes out in Genesis. He sent me a pair of Genesis, and LeBron come out the next day, and I swear Baron fucking knew something or some shit, because he stacked 6 pairs that day before. He had some.
No way.
He knows LeBron or some shit.
No.
Yeah, Baron knows what's up.
I do not.
Yo, Baron knows the whole NBA. Don't let him fool you.
I know a lot of those guys, but only through like a few contacts, all the same connect. Dude, they're all wearing the Panda Dunks.
I wouldn't have any drip if it
We
wasn't
have way
for
cooler
these
shit
guys.
than we have what they want. No legit.
It's crazy
To
that
see these guys
the
walking
before.
down the tunnel for sorry, Dre, for the NFL preseason with their like Ohio State like gym bag. You guys don't know what the heck's going on out there. Sorry, Dre, go ahead.
No, I was saying it legit was the day before. It was crazy how it was 24 hours before that shit hit the timeline. And you gifted those Genesis. That's impeccable timing for sure.
Hey, man. Can't take credit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I'm trying to go back and see what sizes I've got coming in these shoes.
There should have been a screenshot or a screen grab or email that went out.
I've got a folder here. I'm going through my files.
Yo, Dre, these 450 slides feel like I'm walking on the moon, but they're ugly as shit when I look down, bro.
Yeah, is that the cheese slides? Let's check in.
The Funyun slides.
Cheese slides out here.
Yo, what's the deal with those
Oh,
socks? Sorry, I'm turning this into my conversation. What's the deal with those socks? Those Yeezys like sock shoes that he put out?
Those aren't even Yeezy sock shoes. Those are like dead ass, like just socks.
Yeah, those things are horrible, dude.
Yeah, bro, they're literally socks.
They were like $225, bro, for the pair. They're like shoes, though. Anyways, go back to compound so you can go to the people that matter. I got no idea what's going on tonight.
No, I'm glad you guys are buying Yeezys because
I'm not. I sold every single pair of mine. I'm on the. You remember that huge stack that used to be behind me? Thing's gone, dude. See ya.
Dude, every day that passes, the weirdo shit that happens in Hollywood, Kanye starts to make more and more sense. Every day that passes, I'm like, wait, you was spending some bars. Wiz, my dude, what's up?
Yo, Compound, Trey, Clone Gang, what's poppin', man? Today is a great day, at least for me. I don't know if y'all feeling it, but shit's mooning. Y'all getting crazy viral on TikTok right now. You know what? You want to know what's funny? I think I mentioned that last time I was on this space. I talked about how the Azukis were getting trending on TikTok from a bunch of non-Web3 people. And if I recall correctly, it was the animation trailer preview that they dropped here that someone else reposted. And I saw the comments, man. People were saying, "Yo, this is fire. Where do I watch this at?" And I was doing my usual scrolling on TikTok, and I found like some random, vaguely CloneX looking things. I was like, "Wait, is this like a fan art type of thing? Is this official? Like, whose account am I looking at?" And come to find out, it was some random gaming account that reposted the clip that currently is making the round on Twitter. So yeah, man, y'all are getting some long overdue representation from like the TikTok Gen Z crowd. They fuck with y'all. That's good news, man.
That's crazy to hear, man.
You love
Uh,
to hear it.
I want to see
Dude,
where what link it's on, or what profiles posted it up, and
yeah,
the
like how do
numbers
we
and all
go
that.
see what you're seeing, Wiz?
So if you search on TikTok, typically I don't know like if it's similar to how Twitter works, but I'm pretty sure it's keyword based. But like I said, it's a gaming account that I remember seeing this on, and they don't know what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like it's the same with the Azukis. Like it's so funny to me how the large majority of the Web3 creators that I'm aware of, they don't post about what's going on here all that much. They more so discuss trending news, whether it's AI, blockchain, Coinbase, and stuff like that. And I'm sure some of y'all know Mika, for example. Mika is a good example of that. She's a fairly prominent Web3 figure over on TikTok. But comparatively speaking, when she does make a Web3 related post, she doesn't get as much traction. But for whatever reason, these other accounts that have zero business in Web3 whatsoever, when they repost what's going on in here, they somehow hit the trending page. So I'll reverse engineer that and give y'all the alpha as soon as I have that figured out.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you. Report back on what you find, man. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok, they'll literally just screen record someone else's video and repost it. I don't know if that's the TikTok equivalent of just stealing someone's tweet or retweeting.
That's
I've
exactly
seen
what
some-
they do. I'm dead serious. That's exactly what they do, bro. They don't even bother downloading stuff because they don't know how. You have to remember that Gen Z crowd. Actually, there's a study that came out about this. Comparatively, when you compare teenagers that grew up in the PC era versus teenagers that grew up more so in the iPhone, iPad era, they don't even know how file indexing works. So if you give them a PC legit and you tell them install a program manually, they don't know how. So I guess it's kind of like it lets you know what the kids are thinking and what they're up to. So I can only imagine like giving them Blender and having them figure out how to install it and shit on a PC. Because for them, everything is an app, right? Like they don't think about the structure under the hood. And I think that's what Web3 has the opportunity to do for a lot of these kids is to actually teach them how to make the most use out of these tools that they have available to them, not only as a creative outlet, but also as a genuine opportunity to earn revenue. Because, in case some of y'all were not aware, TikTok is a monetized platform. So that same short film that the CloneX trailer that dropped today, if it were to gain, say, conservatively 2 million views on TikTok, given the length of that video, it would have made at the very least $200, given the CPM metric and how things go over there. Because the monetization method, the video has to be over 60 seconds for it to count in the monetization program. And it's the same thing with YouTube Shorts, by the way. So yeah, it's a lot of interesting things coming out, and the fact that he did all this in 15 days was really the most impressive part, as far as I was concerned. That really does let me know that hey, the NFTs as a concept truly is viable, and we were right. Like we were not crazy.
So TikTok monetization. and they figured out how to do it right. I mean, there's people doing the live. Like every time I'm on there, people are streaming now, gaming on TikTok. I see a lot of gaming streaming, probably as a second source of revenue to come in, and then people being the pretend NPCs, right? That one girl started the NPC trend, and they're still doing kind of the NPC trend. But yeah, honestly, I think that's why Twitter started to do monetization, is because all these other platforms have methods to attract creators, and Twitter was the only one behind, and now X just announced today that you need 5 million less impressions to make the cut to start getting money. Like I'm probably at like maybe 35 impressions a month or something. So 5 million less, like that's super helpful for me. Um, don't know what that means, but anyways, they're working on it, is what it is. X is trying to fucking retain creators, is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, hopefully things work out. Because, like, for as much I like to talk shit about Elon, I gotta say, I do care about the creative ecosystem that is here because I don't just interact with Web3 accounts. I actually do a fair bit of mingling with the pixel art community, the retro gaming community, the modding community, and even the film community, too. And I'm seeing a lot of things come together in terms of who's doing what and who's involved in what. And a lot of what I've been noticing for the most part, it's people that have perhaps a foundation account or a super rare account, but they don't necessarily participate in the same way that you guys do. They don't do GMs, they don't tag accounts and kind of post stuff about what they're up to on the Web3 side because technically the branding is still leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the normies. So it's gonna be interesting to see what creators decide to do with the platform. I know that bigger people are taking the platform seriously. Tucker Carlson is a good example of that. He's dropped basically a feature film here on Twitter and he's getting mad engagement, but then again, he's Tucker Carlson, So I feel like you kind of have to have a healthy mix of controversy versus the entertainment factor and kind of go from there. I mean, even for me as a writer, I gotta tell you, it can be difficult to figure out that balance because I do want to write things and quote unquote engagement farm, but I also want the work I'm doing to be taken seriously because I'm documenting the culture of the space. I'm not just shit posting all day.
Yeah, bro, you got me over here thinking I should start saving everybody's content on Twitter, like the videos they make, and just posting it on TikTok. Because only me and one other clone I know on TikTok. Like, who's gonna find out? I'll just take it and just give them some credit and cash in on their hard work, like
No,
all the other
literally do it.
TikTok videos do. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm not.
I'm just saying that from like a discovery perspective. You'd be surprised, like how heavy the TikTok community fucks with gaming in general, and I feel that the CloneX aesthetic has a very gamer look to it, and people that really do it right definitely can leverage the branding of both Artifact and the clones individually, and then introduce both the sneaker culture, the fashion culture, and the gaming culture in one fell swoop. Because that's already what the TikTok crowd is accustomed to. Like they're casually sending ETH's worth of donations to people live on stream. Like let's not forget that, right? With the whole NPC trend going on.
Yeah, bro, they're spending a bunch of money on those live streams. Like people be making money on TikTok live streams. They do Twitch and TikTok. Like the gamers will double tap and make double. They'll make money on Twitch and TikTok, and it all runs through OBS streaming system. It's pretty crazy, dude. Shadow, what do you think about all this, bro? What do you got for us?
Oh yeah, man. For no particular reason, if anybody has Ali's Twitter video in HD, if you can just send that my way.
Bad
Um,
Take Discord.
It's in the
just
Discord.
It's in the Bad Take Discord. You're gonna
uh,
Bad Take Discord.
Main channel scroll up, bro.
Did he
In the
not
Bad
yeah,
Take.
post it on YouTube, by the way?
yeah, just for personal reasons, just listening in, Yeah. No, seriously though, he should definitely, if he wants to, man, definitely post that on there. I never really get any. I never even got the Azuki thing, and all of my TikTok is it's all anime, comedy, that type of stuff. So, but yeah, man, it's all this social media stuff is starting to get kind of really crazy, man. I don't know what it is about me, man. Because I was told yet again today, like, oh, you should do giveaways and that. I don't know, man. For me, I'm just not that type of person. But uh, I guess just for me, like when all I hear is impressions, I guess, or engagement. Elon Musk is trying to make it more of a I get the fact that I guess it will become a point to where you can make money doing, I guess, what people are already doing right now. But then I feel like at one point does it get to like the YouTube level where it's like, it starts getting really like grindy. I don't know. Maybe people like that, but for me, I'm just kind of like, if people want to do it, then do it. I feel like though, rather if our community is doing that or not, I think long term we'll be all right. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know.
I joined a Discord server recently where a bunch of fellow YouTubers hang out in a ton, and it was very interesting to hear their take on the whole monetization thing on Twitter because from their perspective, they don't really see YouTube as quote unquote a grind or a job. It's more so that entrepreneurial mindset where the same way a founder sets out to build a project from the ground up, find potential interested customers and market that to them, they think very much in the same way. The only difference is they're not pushing out a product, they're pushing video production. And depending on who you ask, a lot of them definitely have aspirations that goes beyond YouTube. Obviously, the biggest names out there don't need to worry about it too much. I'm sure the name MKBHD, for example, might ring a bell. He's a tech review YouTuber, right? And a lot of what he does is covering, Apple news, VR news, basically the very same thing we talk about on Twitter Spaces all day. He does that as a video format, and he has an entire production company. Only difference is he started 15 years ago. That was way before YouTube was even monetized as a platform. I mean, forget even monetized. People didn't even allow videos longer than a certain amount back then. Only in the 2010s were you allowed to post stuff that was up to an hour plus long. So I feel that people like that are setting a good example in terms of what the production pipeline can look like. Because from my perspective, with all these tools coming out, these video generative tools, these image generative tools, what you're effectively going to see happening is independent production houses popping up left and right, as opposed to having to hire an entire VFX production. Recently, I saw a video from this crew called Corridor Digital. They're professional Hollywood level VFX workers, and they done a whole short film using the same AI tools that we talk about on here in less than a week. And they put it out, and it got critical reception from people. They're fucking with it, but I think it's more about like knowing the kinds of people you're appealing to because YouTube is a very big platform. You know, over 3 billion people use it daily for a wide variety of stuff, whether it's sports, music, culture, analysis, even self teaching stuff for coders. There's a ton of that in there. So figure out what works for you and just kind of pursue that.
The best outcome that I've seen that I can foresee coming from like UGC and people shifting to getting their information and news and content from forums is like Tucker Carlson, for example, moving to Twitter. I think his first video that he posted had more views than every major news network did combined just on his first Twitter post video, which means that the power and a lot of the viewers are no longer watching mainstream media, watching TV. They're getting their information from platforms like this. Some of the best in our generation specifically was probably the first generation to really, really kind of embrace it. And the younger generations they don't even have cable, bro. They don't fucking have. They got Netflix maybe and a TV, but they don't have cable. The younger generations. I don't even have cable. I haven't had cable in 10 years. So I think, in my opinion, that's one of the huge positives is a shift to more like the people having a voice, and like the average person be able to put out content and share their voice rather than just getting our information strictly from TV and the media.
Yeah, I can get down with that. I mean, that part I 100% get down. That's one thing I do love about TikTok is it's unfiltered, just straight info that can blow up and spread like wildfire before studios and all these different media coverages can do their traditional cover up slash suppressing techniques.
So to further, I guess, my point about UGC and the real value that it has, I think in my time consulting with people on the matter, because that's really what I do as far as my bread and butter when I'm not writing. I'll just talk chop with people and just strategize how to cater their content in a certain format because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with the idea of making short form or long form content. And the general assumption is that you need to just put stuff out and keep doing so. But there's a little bit of method to the madness. And if you're a music artist, for example, um, a lot of what TikTok does well is the sound feature that they have going on. And Instagram knows this and they ripped it off the same way they ripped off Twitter by creating threads. If you go on Instagram and you click at the bottom right corner, you'll see it'll take you to the page of the music or the sound that's been published. And what that's for is to further create traffic not only for other creators, but also for the original maker of a piece of sound. So TikTok being the iteration of Musically, that makes sense for them as a business strategy. And also, in case you guys are not aware, they're currently in talks of launching a streaming service. And they already have a pretty successful partnership program where essentially they pair and match up musicians with influencers that can use their sound in house and they get paid that way. Filters also is another big industry that people don't think about. People actually make money with these silly TikTok filters you see on there all the time. And I really think that there's needs to be more so a shift in terms of how people perceive what they make and what they create and how it can be leveraged. Because there's a wide variety of ways you can do that. You know, if you're someone who, say, makes real estate content, a lot of what you will be looking for is the sort of steady cam shots, very glamorous shot that showcases the value of the estate you're trying to sell to people. Or you're just trying to connect with people at that ground level of showing them, hey, I'm just a guy that just wants you to have a cozy home. And that's why creators that do this whole trend of how much do you pay for rent in New York or LA, that's why they do so well. They introduce a layer of relatability to the average viewer, and it's a great opportunity for influencer marketing because effectively you're not only introducing people to a potential location that they might care about, but you can also spotlight, say, your business. That's why food reviewers, specifically on TikTok, it's a high commodity. You know, like there are people that legit they get paid six-figure checks to just shoot a video at a given location, so that people can then go there and eat. You know, whether it's like some bar or some mom and pop shop and whatnot. That's a legit thing that people are doing.
It's promotional. Hey, you forgot the biggest Instagram ripoff. You named a lot of their good ripoffs, but you forgot when they ripped off Snapchat and created Instagram stories. That was a big one. They
Yeah,
like a trend here. They just kind of wait for anybody else to make something cool, and then they just copy it. Huh.
that's classic Zuckerberg, man. Like hate him or love him, he sure knows how to steal people's shit. But the
Information,
there's a there's
ideas.
There's an internal study that they've done about stories specifically too that they released. They said that by and large, the way people shares content on the platform, it's not on the timeline. It's either in DMs or in stories. And when you think about it, it makes sense, right? I know I'll speak for myself when I say this, but when I go on Instagram, I'd be lucky if I spend maybe 10 minutes on there, and the large majority of those 10 minutes is spent scrolling on other people's stories or clicking through my own and seeing who's watched my stuff recently so I can then jump over on their profile. It's just easier for me that way. And I think it introduces a layer of interactivity and real time connection so that someone I may not have heard in a while, I can just quickly catch up with them and see what's going on. And, group chats are the same way too, like you'd be very surprised. But the reason why a lot of posts tend to go viral on Instagram these days, it's because there are select groups of people that have very active group chats through which they then send a video and then they all react to it, and then that signals to the algorithm, hey, this stuff is getting pretty interesting. Let's push it out to more people. For those of you that pay attention to the UI design specifically of Instagram and how they have their stuff laid out, you'll see they have a like button, a send button, and then a save button. That send button has a number underneath of it, and the higher that number is, the more likely your stuff is going to be recommended to people, because it shows Instagram on the back end how many times someone sends your stuff to their friends or to their stories.
Yo, Wiz is cooking in this mother. I enjoy everything you're talking about, bro. Maybe we should sit down and have a conversation about how we can have more clone visibility utilizing this information on other platforms, because we do this every single night here. We need to be building this simultaneously on other socials and getting the word out. Just like we see this Ali video going viral, we need to get like certain takes going viral, and that way people, when they see things like Ali content or other creators in our ecosystems content, they understand what it is and where it's coming from, and that way they don't have to wonder about it. So let's do this, Wiz.
No, I'm more than down. I'm sure some of you might know me already from the space I did spotlighting Vega Genesis, and yeah, this is someone that they initially caught my eye by them using a clone, using this startup called, trying to recall the name, but essentially it's a VFX startup that allows you to insert a 3D character into a real world setting. So I was like, wait, there's no way this is real. And I investigated it, and it turns out the founders are here in LA, and I've met some of them at a local VHS shop fairly recently, and these guys are very impressive, man. They've been able to turn the usual concept of a filter, and they flip the entire thing on its head so that they enable just about any creator to just import whatever 3D assets they have into a real scene. And that's the marketing, that's the branding. I think for a community like Clones, a tool like that is groundbreaking because it makes it that much easier to introduce a level of familiarity with viewers that perhaps don't get the culture of what's happening on Twitter. And I feel like Twitter too, like for all the good that's going on in here and all the alpha that's being dropped, it's a very insular platform. It very rarely, to be honest, do I manage to find people that I know on Twitter elsewhere. Mika is honestly like the one example I can think of, besides maybe other select few, that is not just on Twitter. They're on Instagram, they're on Threads, they're also on TikTok. And as far as YouTube is concerned, to my knowledge, I have no idea if any creators in that ecosystem are involved. But make no mistake, man, if there's a time for creators to put their stuff out, it's definitely now. All the tools are there. All the social media are very much built and catered to that. It's more about strategizing and figuring out what works best on a case by case basis.
Fucking cooking, yeah, nah, I'm with it. And I agree with everything you just said. I don't have my Instagram personally tied to my clone. It's more just trans.
Gender.
It's just an open book for me to put all information out, and I use it the same way that you use it, right? Like with stories and updates of my life every day on my story and stuff like that. So it makes perfect sense. We have to be utilizing these. Here we go with that word again. We have to be using these socials, man, for sure. We have to.
Yeah, don't. The quote I really like to reference a ton is that if the product is free, you're the product, right? And I feel that it's about time that instead of letting these social platforms use our attention, our creativity for their benefit, it's time to flip the script because just a select group of people can generally leverage the mechanics of these platforms and gimmick the shit out of it. Musicians already have figured that shit out. Like I pinned up something on the Jumbotron for you to take a look at. And this is a musician that, to my knowledge, they're not associated with like a group of people per se, but they know how to leverage the sound feature that currently social media is built around. And off of one post, they've made no less than 10 million views, and that's combined across channels. That would be both Instagram and TikTok. And from that, they've converted that audience that found that post into a listenership of well over 100,000 people because they use a pre-save feature so that they can then send people over to their Spotify and whatnot, and it does two things for them in one fell swoop. Not only it directs the traffic to the music that they're posting, but also if these people have signed up with either a phone number or an email, they get to keep that. Like that's a email list that they effectively can market to internally without the needs of social media anymore. And that's another layer I think Web3 could benefit a whole lot more of in terms of combining on-chain capabilities and the Web2 so-called features that allows you, the creator, to stay in touch with the people that fuck with your stuff.
Spitting bars. Yeah, we got. I'm gonna talk to you after this, Wiz. Like, I've already been having those conversations, but we gotta keep going, man. Because this is. I got some ideas, and I know you already know what you're talking about. So we need to have some more conversations.
Say less, my man. CloneX to the moon.
Wiz, the app you were talking about was Wonder Dynamics, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually just got my files all set up by Lelo. He's a creator in our community for Wonder Dynamics. So I only had I had the free version. I get one upload of a 3D files, and I had attempted to upload and messed it up. So I'm waiting on it to get reset so I can get my files uploaded. But I'm excited to play with the tool nonetheless, man. It's cool. It's a cool fucking app, man. What's up, Shadow?
Hey yo, I just wanted to ask a question, man. But I don't want to change the subject. I want to make sure we good.
What is it? Hit us.
Hey man, honest question to everybody on stage. If Artifact drops Animus or announces that they're dropping Animus next month, and they're fully ready to drop it, like it's not like a rush drop or nothing like that. They're dropping Animus next month. With what we have seen go down in these NFT markets, where it seems like every new drop / release is followed by constant FUD and hate and all kinds of stuff. We think we'll be immune to that. We think we might see a little bit of that. What are
Bro,
y'all?
this
What y'all
shit's
thinking right now?
pumping, baby. You kidding? Especially
No.
when these rares are coming, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Once they see what's coming, what Artifact cooking, bro. They're cooking. They're straight out
Look,
cooking, and they're putting more work
Bro,
into
it's
it than
been
clones.
going down since the Animus eggs were
Yeah, but
airdropped to the clones,
that's
bro. So
that's because it's just
when
been
they
boring.
reveal,
Yeah, when they
no.
reveal.
Let me finish. So it's gonna go down, and then when they reveal, it's gonna bounce the other direction, bro. I mean, I don't know how much further we can go. We've been falling since the egg drop, bro.
so hold on. Let's be realistic. A lot of the FUD that has come from the most like recent things that have happened in Web3 for the last 3 months have all been the FUD has been genuine. Like sure that's FUD, but there's a lot of reasons that people were upset. Like there's a lot of feedback that was reasonable. We're in a bear market right now. I don't want anybody in here preaching, oh, when Animus drops, everything's pumping, we're saving us, because it ain't.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just not.
Yeah,
It's
true.
not realistic at all.
No, Animus will dump. You know, like that's what's gonna
Because
happen.
people want to go get the Animus and that they want. They want to go get the ones they want, so they dump their floors and they try to get better ones. Like, it's just natural. We got 20,000 of these things that came out for free to us. So, like, be realistic, and then also be realistic in the fact that the people flooding and the people upset on the timeline with like other projects, a lot of the reason is because there was some shit that like went down like this. It's not like undue FUD. Everybody deals with FUD. Like, every FUD about Artifact has a reason, and all of it is pretty much valid. Like, there are concerns that we've had over the last over the last year that do and still need to be addressed. It's not a bad thing. I think that any community, any project that can deal with the FUD, adjust fire, and continue building, I think that's more important than anything, right? Because nobody's fucking untouchable. You know this space. Have you seen a single project that's untouchable yet? Nobody is. Right? It's just about how you
Exactly.
deal with it, honestly.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Nobody is untouchable. There is no such thing as a stablecoin NFT. But, when it comes to our own project, we have to give our same selves the same thing that we would say about any other project. I think personally, right now, if you're dropping something in this marketplace, no matter if it is perfect or if it's not perfect, you are, in my humble opinion, you are taking a risk. But as long as you know that that shit is going to be legit and you've worked hard on it and it's been planned to come out in a certain time frame, then I just say do it. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys saw, but Planet X today, I woke up and they were like, we're going to extend the mint until Monday. Whole Discord like blew up. Everybody was like, hating on it. They were like, this is because y'all don't think you're going to sell out. Like, it was a lot of FUD going on. And then like an hour later, they were like, nope, scratch that. Sorry, we're not doing that. We're listening to the feedback, and that's not the right play. So we're just not going to do it. And we're going to just keep the show going. And, they sold out. So, it's just interesting because my thing is, and I said on stage, I was like, in my selfish reasons, I was a little bit annoyed because I got important stuff on Monday and secondary market and mint and things like that. But just stick to your original plan. Come out with a plan, build, work towards that plan, and when it's ready, release it. The ones that are in your community will stay. The ones that are in your community because floor price go up, they'll leave. I mean, that's just kind of like, at this point, I'm just convinced that no matter what project comes out with what next, um, unless it is like to the T, because last night I was up at 3 a.m. and I was listening to them and they sounded fine. And in fact, the floor price was at like 9.5. And I woke up this morning, the floor price is 6.5. And then everybody's fudding it. And I was just like, you know what, man? It's just the same old, same old. But, if it is justified, then cool. But I was just wondering, man, I'm like, you know what? Are we also not immune? I mean, even if they knock it out of the park, I mean, potentially Animus comes out and you can potentially see within Animus. I don't see how it will affect clones, but potentially. I just wanted to just throw those type of just real kind of situations out there because I know sometimes we can, get super hyped up, but I just want to be realistic and just have the right expectations. So as long as the team is put in the work and it's ready to be released, then I'm ready for it. And that's just kind of my take on it.
I think it's right in this bear market. Anything and everything is susceptible to the blade, man. Like, no pun intended. Everything is getting chopped up. But I agree with what Compound said about the FUD. Some of the FUD being warranted, because it makes sense. But yeah, man, like, it's a scary out in these streets for sure. I'll just leave it like that.
So, I mean, Shadow, it's a good question. And no, we're not impervious to FUD. But your question is if they knock it out of the park, they execute everything, are we still going to deal with FUD? That's the question. Like, yeah, sure. There might be some people who were literally just sitting here waiting, hoping that this, like, the drop pumps their bags and the floor moves like crazy. We're not in that market no more. So the FUD might come from that right there. They're like, this was amazing. Why did the floor not move? Well, bro, there's nobody in the market. There's nobody left here. There's no liquidity here in the market. So yeah, we'll get FUD regardless. No matter what, you can execute everything, and there's gonna be some FUD, 100%. But I just wanted to, I just want to say that everybody's sentiment towards like recent FUD and on the timeline, it's all valid and warranted, and the team should take it into account and kind of adjust fire. And we're not impervious to that. We fucking dealt with plenty of FUD. We're gonna get some, dude, but yeah, I mean, if they knock it out of the park, bro, I'm not mad about nothing.
Hey, believe it or not, though, we did get a shot, though, unfortunately, on the Planet X stage. Nobody from the Planet X team, but a random community member came on stage and was giving Ghost flowers and was like, man, if Artifact had you on their team when they dropped the discount boxes, I was like, bro, I literally came off mic. I was like, bro, no, you didn't, bro. Like, for real. I was like, I'm serious. I said that. I was like, are you fucking for real? Like, we were just having a good conversation. You just firing random shots, bro. What the hell? Like, yeah.
He's like a drunk streaker with a shotgun, bro.
Bro, at this point, looking back, knowing the type of mechanics we can implement into a smart contract, right? We can now, and Azuki did it, is they implemented the mechanic where the elementals weren't allowed to be, they weren't able to be sold until everybody kind of had theirs and they were set, and then they could be traded. If they were going to drop a coupon that was free to holders, it would it would have needed that, right? You need to give it to them. It's free. It's a coupon, and there should be no trading and speculating on it. Because the worst thing you could do is give people a bot. Like, we know this, and we're not going to beat a dead horse. Worst thing you could do is give people a mystery box, and then let a bunch of degens jump in spaces like this and start speculating that everybody's getting a fucking Tesla or a spaceship or some shit. And that's what, I swear to God, that's what the spaces were like, bro. I was in those spaces listening, and people like speculated that the next coming of Jesus Christ was sitting in that monolith too, bro. It was crazy. I was like, what are y'all
free?
For free,
For free?
bro? So the problem is that we were allowed to speculate on it, which we don't know what's best for us. We don't know what the fuck we want. And then the hype and the speculation got real crazy and out of hand. But yeah, dude, I think with new mechanics and lessons fucking learned, things could go a lot differently, and it needs to be like a locked access coupon. It's like can't be traded, can't be speculated on. You know what I mean? Then it's no problem. Because a lot of the FUD came from people buying more, right? They got wrecked. They bought a bunch of these things and they got wrecked, and it's all warranted FUD, bro. But yeah, we're gonna get shots on fucking stages no matter what, dude. We still get shots. I was in a space this morning and they're talking about the only project in this entire space that has a business model is Pudgy Penguins, and they're selling toys. It's the only fucking project. And I was like, what? Bro, it happened multiple times, and I finally put in the comments, I was like, if we're going to have a conversation about physical items as a business model, you can't leave Artifact out of the conversation. And instantly the host goes, and one more person, one more. I got one more. It's Artifact. How much shit is Artifact drop? Dope ass sneakers, clothes, LeBron James. They start going. I'm like, how do you just forget? I don't know, dude. Sorry, I'm all lit right now. I text Dre. I was like, are you kidding me? How is it not even in the conversation if we're talking specifically about business models that sell physical items? Like, all right, Artifact, Pudgy Penguins, there's a bunch of people like have these smaller kind of business models, but to leave them out of the conversation, I was like, no way.
Bro, your idea to lock the airdrop is such a good insurance policy. Like, you could drop it, explain it, and then wait for the reactions before you actually make a move. I mean, hindsight's 2020, right? But if they would have just dropped the lace engine to everybody who had a Monolith 2, there wouldn't be no need for a Monolith X, right? We would still all be sitting with Monolith 2s, right? So I think that's a great idea.
Dude, I got
yeah.
it. Literally got it from Azuki. I'm in the club and everybody's getting their airdrops. I don't have anything. I'm just checking out the homies' phones, and they had locked the trading, right, which allows everybody to get their airdrop all at the same time. Everybody, I mean, they ended up doing a mint, right, which we know how that went. But I liked the concept of the locked asset, which allowed nobody to dump on each other, and it allowed everybody to have a fair fucking shot. I thought it was a great idea, and I think that if these projects do any kind of holder discounts or holder things, like that's how it should be. Like you shouldn't be able to speculate on something that is just like a coupon or something. Like, I don't know, it would have been better that way. But let's go to Ilan. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's happening? No, good combo. I think you're right. I mean, I think to Shadow's question, like you like these projects tend to you know, essentially be like guillotined by their own success, for lack of a better term, because it's like once you have eyeballs, once you have a little bit of success in the space, then you no longer have like just the community that's in there vibing. You have everybody that rushes in for the speculation, and you know, anybody that loses some ETH on it will immediately FUD. I mean, you're obviously going to have your permafudders, and I mean, like a lot of those motherfuckers have been sort of asked out recently because everyone's just like, oh, you're FUDing again, huh? Like, cool, like whatever. Like this is stupid engagement farming shit, but. You do have, you know, a significant amount of money that just, especially in this market, that just moves from project to project and like moves from hype to hype. And like what Compound was saying, like we don't fucking know what's best for us. Like we get dopamine hits and we like just chase hype, and then you just fucking get wrecked, dude. You get well and truly wrecked if you do that. But you know, that's sort of how the system's set up, and it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one to really wrap your head around as far as like how you quell that, because it's an open free market. Like you can't not have your shit on Blur and, you know, the marketplaces. And so, you know, you compound the fact of, you know, people chasing hype with motherfuckers farming Blur. And yeah, it's a devilish combo for sure. And I don't think that there is any real way around it aside from like what is essentially just, you know, what you said, Shadow, was just like stick to your game plan and run through the motions, inform your community. You know, like you should have this data and these statistics on the books. And I think that this is something that Azuki is doing really well, because they're now, you know, setting up the collector status, which will be the next product that drops. That allows you to see who your core community is. And, you know, once you can identify your core community, you can open up those, you know, those avenues of communication, information transfer a lot easier because you know who your ride or die motherfuckers are. And I mean, at the moment, we just have like sort of subgroups and whatnot, which, you know, can be a little ambiguous. They don't have any control over that. You know, people can weasel their way into certain subgroups to try to get alpha and whatnot. So the way that Azuki is sort of setting it up is through the collector's profile. They're going to have the, you know, the collector's status, which is going to, I mean, it's just a work in progress, but it's the next product that ships, and it will identify your core community. And once you have that core community sort of identified, you can let them know, you know, like you can kind of pierce the veil a little bit, right? Like you can have that good information transfer and just say, look, you know, this is kind of what's coming, and you know, we know you guys are our ride or diers, and there will be, you know, volatility like there always will be around this, but you know, stick with us and stick with a vision, and you know, this is how we're going to execute. I mean, I think that was something that was really needed, especially in the Asian community after the elementals drop. There were a couple of whales over there that really got out over their skis, speculated a little bit too much. There were some cultural problems between like sort of what was happening at core, what Elementals was all about, and this sort of rabid speculator count that a lot of people saw in the data. A lot of people were obviously like way out over their skis on the blend loans and all that shit. And I mean, it was a perfect storm for sure. And everyone saw what happened there. So yeah, I mean, the only real solution is that pure information transfer between team, core, and core community to say and allow your core community to sort of get the read, right? Like get the transparency that they need to make rational, informed decisions about what they want to do. I mean, essentially, because Azuki dropped all OG holders and elemental beans, and they could have just said like, guys, this is for y'all. This is our gift to y'all. Like, let the public or whoever else like mint the rest of them, and let's onboard some people or whatever. Or if you're going to, if you're going to participate in the mint, don't be surprised if shit goes sideways. You know what I mean? But I think there was just so many people that that really fucked themselves, and that once that cascade, that tipping point hits, man, it's a hard one to sort of get back to. I mean, we're with the Elementals mint that was sitting at 2 ETH, that's good. Still pretty fucking crazy where they're at now, but the long-term vision's still in place. Everything's still in place. There was a little bit of reactionary sort of shit that went down. I mean, I think the team sort of definitely like kind of kicking themselves on some of that, but they have been out in the public forum with core community sub-communities and really relaying the important information about what's coming up next with collector status. With the Beans partnership with Line. I know the team is over in Korea right now with them, inking some deals, and look forward to seeing what what the output of that is going to be. Obviously, Line wants Azuki Tech through PPT, and Azuki wants that Line distribution channel and everything else that Line has set up in Asia through the WeChat stickers and all that stuff, the plushies, everything. So, and then obviously the short form anime, which will be sort of medium long term for them. So, yeah, man, that's what I got for you. And yeah, there's no real way, around it. Like, I think the eggs are, they're pretty bargain basement. I can't really imagine them going too much lower. I mean, we obviously have to see the release of the public. We have to see the mechanics. We have to see a lot of stuff. And there's zero transparency there. We have no fucking clue. So hopefully they'll relay some of that information as soon as possible, and not like at the time where you have to make decisions, in a short time frame. Allow people to sort of air it out, think about it, make rational, informed decisions, and that way that if they're fudding anybody, they're fudding themselves because they had all the information they needed to make the decision they made.
Right. Quick question, Ellen. Are you working with Azuki now?
No. Nope. But have been in sort of close concert with Dim, of course, and Z, just because of, like, I guess my position in the community. And I can hear you in there. And sort of some of the feedback that I've given them through this entire process has been run up the chain, and Z in particular reached out and said that he appreciated one piece of information that I shared with him about the collector status or whatever. So, it's just kind of like like I said earlier, like they've identified their core community. They're relaying that information. I'm obviously free and open with the information that any information that I receive from them, because I think that that's how the network should work. And so I pushed that through all the channels that I exist in, including sub-communities, group chats, and that kind of thing. So people are as informed as they possibly can be about, what's in the pipeline, and so they can make the decisions that they need to make, whether that's buying or selling or holding or whatever. So
I think Ilan made right off the bat. Ilan, you made a really good point, and it was touching on Shadow's question, is that when you are the hypest like reveal or min at the time, kind of like D-Gods or Azuki was, this time last month, and D-Gods now, you have all these external voices that may not even be a part of the core community and may not even hold. You just got that spotlight, and you do end up catching all this side flack, right? So Shadow, to answer your question on Ilan's point, it's so right. People love to just fucking get in and FUD whenever anything is popping at the time. And they may not have any stake. They have no say. I mean, they have say. Everybody's got an opinion, but they may not have any stake, but they just love a good opportunity to throw some FUD on the timeline. So yes, Shadow, to your point, come Animus reveal, everything could be knocked out of the park and we'll still catch flack. It's just how people are. It's just what people do. It's inevitable, bro. But the good thing is that we have built a strong core community that has dealt with plenty of FUD before, and we'll be able to, we're fine either way, man. Shadow or Hemi. Let's go to Hemi and then we'll go jump to Shadow. Timothy.
Man, it's crazy you guys all talking about this, man. It's just all this fun making me bullish, bro. Like, especially by the time these animes come out. So I reckon it won't be till December or anything, but like they're just building, perfecting it. When that shit releases, it's gonna be like close to, people knowing. Like, I'm starting to get like my non-crypto friends coming and talking to me about crypto, asking me questions, and I'm like, I don't even talk about it that much anymore. So it's like, oh yeah, they know that the next bull run's coming, so they're trying to prepare early. So I reckon, I don't know, if it releases by end of the year, like you guys said, I don't see this stuff going much lower. We talked about these prices a month ago, and like it was Kuro was like just saying, no, it's not going to go down to those prices, and like we're almost close to 1 ETH. Getting to that time to stack. I'm scared for all my Luxo whales, bro. That's what I'm scared about, because I think these like people that have Luxo, there's a lot of artifact members in Luxo, and it's funny because like most of them have gone quiet sort of about it, because they're just stacking. Like if it does what it does, I'm scared. Like it's only like I think like almost half of the aliens have never moved hands. Like they've been bought and that's it. They've been kept because they're grails. So you don't have many left. And these Luxo whales, if they come in and just all right, bang, like if Alts or East Lorraine comes in and they just buy 5 aliens, like they just sweep all these clones. Like, and there's a lot of Luxo fam out there that have, especially Kuro, bro. If you got that big stack that you're thinking about, I can see my boy out here dumping it all and stacking clones, bro.
Bro, this is what I've been waiting for. I bought a couple at fucking 3, and then I realized I'm an idiot because we just keep getting fucking fudded because we keep fucking replying to fucking retards. Like, pardon my language. I don't mean to be like rude about it or whatever, but it's like this one guy can fucking make everyone lose their mind. But like, yo, he got paid to shill fucking D-Gods and then fudded them this morning. He has no loyalty. So I'm questioning whether or not we're really friends at this point.
Kuro, we are friends.
No, not you, you bozo. I wouldn't be talking about you. I like you. We've met in person. Like, that's different. Like, I never met this guy in person. I don't know if the person that I talked to on the phone is even a human being or not, or if they're an alien that's trying to FUD the clones so they can take all of them. I don't know what's going on anymore. All I know is he's not good for himself. That's what I know. Because, like, yo, bro, and Frank, when I see Frank in LA, I'm definitely clotheslining him. You don't tell me. Yo, let me read what this guy said, just so you guys could understand how angry I am right now.
You ain't got to read your personal DMs, bro. But I will say this.
No, it's not my personal DMs.
Frank said 3D PFPs are corny and cuck energy. Okay, let me tell you something about Frank's PFP. He has rainbow eyes. First of all, it's flat. The art upgrade doesn't even look good. The female PFPs are the best part of the DGods ecosystem. Okay, and they couldn't even do side boob properly. It's like all of them are virgins and they've never had sex and seen side boob before. But you're gonna tell me my PFP is cuck energy. My PFP is chaos energy. Okay, Ali made my PFP for me. Who made your PFP?
Did he actually
Some
say the
bozo
cuck
that's
thing?
never seen side boob before. Side boob doesn't have 3 folds in it, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Yo, I'm glad my boy dumped his fucking DGods. I laughed so hard when those 100 DGods. Oh, no one's ever gonna dump their DGods. Oh, blah blah, bro. They took out 1,500 ETH out of fucking the DGods ecosystem, and now it's in the hands of the same blur bidders that bidded down the clones. So I don't know how he thinks this is gonna go, but his shit's going to zero first.
Everything eventually joins the clones.
Yeah, bro. Clones dump first. We're the first collection to dump.
First down,
Everybody's
first up, bro.
following clones.
That's
It's
right.
Anything
trendsetter.
that goes
First
down
in,
must go
first
back
out,
up,
baby.
bro.
That
That's the
fight,
rule
bro.
of the fucking market. Okay. Hey,
Listen.
we're just lucky we went down first because we get to go up first.
So,
That's
So
right.
when they're struggling at 4-5 ETH, and the clones and Azukis are up at fucking 100 ETH, and the Bored Apes are at 500 ETH, who's gonna laugh then? It's gonna be me. I'll tell you that much.
Kiro, so to your first point, besides all the everything else, everybody's true colors eventually show in this space, and Wiz knows, because this guy, dude, he will call out some bullshit in this space. He knows eventually it all comes out in the wash. These people expose themselves, like they could pretend to be good people for years, but eventually they slip up.
Bro, that's why I don't act like I'm a good person, bro. I just say what I have to say. If people are offended by it, I can't help them. Like, because I'm just gonna keep saying crazy shit.
I mean, I
Look
think
at my
that's
hair.
that's part of you being a good person, though. I mean,
No, it's
no, wait, hold on. Some of the stuff you say is like, damn, but you do have a good heart and you don't lie. So, yeah, I'd say you're a good person.
So it's just, dude, bro, it's just how it is. Don't lose sleep over it, because eventually they expose themselves, bro. And I know who you're talking about, and eventually it's just gonna come out, bro.
Bro, I'll never mention his name again now. I'm gonna be cordial as much as I can, but it's like, bro, at a point, because I seen like, yo, I got booted out of a fucking group chat yesterday that I've been in for like a couple weeks because I'm trying to stay in group chats now, because I have that problem where I just fucking leave shit. So like, I'm fucking in
Bro,
there.
listen, you've left like my group chat like 6 times. It ain't a bear market unless Kira leaves your group chat. Like, you don't have a group chat unless Kira leaves it. Don't talk to me.
It's the worst feeling though when you leave a chat. It's like, God, it must be like having that first drink.
Bro, I got booted out of the chat for being like,
It's like feels
nothing that
good,
he wrote
and
in
then
this
you're
thread is correct. All of it is wrong. All of it is fucking lies, okay? And then he's like, oh, that's your eBay account that you posted those shoes with. Buddy, where do I have the fucking Murakami shoes right now to take a picture inside of my living room, bro? Tell me where I have them.
Wait, check this out. I did get
Pearl's
added
got the
group chat.
MK drifts, guys.
Hold on. I did get added to a group chat that Kiro owns. It's his fucking group chat. He can't leave it. So, I'm waiting. Kiro's never made me mad. But as soon as he makes me mad, I'm pulling a Kiro, I'm pulling a Baron, and I'm fucking out of that group chat, dude.
Yo,
And then I'm asked 2 days later if he could add me back in. But I
It's
gotta do
Yo,
it.
2 of those people in the group chat have bought clones so far this week, okay? My homegirl is buying her clone on Friday when she gets her ETH from her transfer. Bro, people are coming because of Ali. No other reason right now. Bro, Ali is literally doing Nike's work for them.
That's right.
Okay?
I've got everything I own listed because of Allie. I know they're coming. They're
Yeah,
coming.
Yo, Baron said, "Give me that extra liquidity, baby. Buy my
No,
bags."
no. It's just so I can go find some more beauties to
No,
set
I
them
know.
up higher where they belong. And then, I just am a air traffic controller. I'm putting things in where they should be, organizing.
Baby, pump my Nike bags, as the great Kira would say. Let's check on these hands. Shadow, I know you were next. What's up, bro?
Yeah. So I got the thing that I was gonna say, and then the thing that I want to say to what Kira was saying, man. That's real life stuff, man. It's just good to know that Web3 is not anything different than real life. There's people just like that in everyday life. You just gotta look out for them, man. For me, I just ain't got the time nor the patience to act like anything other than just myself. So if I genuinely say I like something, I like it. And if I genuinely feel like I'm gonna sell something, I'm gonna sell it. That's how it is. All that, facade is just all for the money. But anyways, I'm gonna say something. This space is recorded. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I've been going back and forth with my Apple plug that has made it up there, and I'm just going to tell you guys this has been a rumor for the past I would say 30 days, but now I have two Apple plugs, one of them who's way up there. We have been talking, and so now it's damn near confirmed for me, but it probably won't be in the news or anything like that for another 30 to 60 days. But I'm gonna let you guys know. Not financial advice, not financial advice. But Apple is going to be buying Disney. So you heard it here
Wait,
first.
that's real?
So, yo, Shadow just
Wait, what do you say? What do you say?
Apple
it's
is
all
going.
in the
I'm not here. I am not here.
yeah, bro. He just implicated us all in the insider trading.
Bro, seriously. Oh my god.
Baron works
Bro,
in.
I'm putting in a fucking order right now. Holy
Alright.
fuck,
Bro, I
bro.
didn't even hear
Thank
that.
you.
What do you say?
Bro,
I didn't
bro,
hear
I'm in
either.
my
Baron, did
office.
you hear
I'm
that?
putting in a buy order right now. This is crazy. TD Ameritrade. Let's fucking go, baby.
All right, hold on.
Oh man, dude. I would just say this. They're not traders, they're not in those rooms. But the guy, he basically said, bro, he said, shit's mad weird, bro. He said, we've been like, he's just been going down the list of different things. And he's like, I don't think that shit's a rumor, bro. I think we're really gearing up to buy or try to buy because it's gonna be a try to buy thing, right? It's gonna be like Xbox trying to, what is it, acquire Activision or whatever. Uh, but he's like, yeah, really feel like they're really gonna try to fucking do this shit because we've been talking about it being a rumor and yeah, that's just people want it to happen, but like there are signs to him that is like, holy shit, bro. I honestly think that we might actually honestly be trying to do this shit. So yeah, it's enough.
Wait. We know this is not true and it's not gonna happen, and none of us are gonna make a move on any of this information because we know it's all false and it's never financial advice at all. But just for the fantasy football sake of it, when would they try to do this if they did try to do this in the fantasy football sake of it?
In another universe too.
Check this.
All I know is that most likely most people will know it in the next 60 days. That they're
Bro, is this how Web 2 normies pump their bags? Is this what they do? Just
bro. I'm just saying because Apple.
Shadow shilling up here, bro. He's shilling.
Look, Apple Vision, the whole. So let me tell you where it started from. There was a whole production and a whole behind closed doors. That's what started the rumor. The Apple Vision, before they announced it, Disney execs, a lot of Disney people trading of hands between Disney and Apple. That's what started this whole, they're probably trying to buy Apple. Then the Vision Pro came out. But there's been other things going on that has made people feel like, are we really trying to buy Disney? And so yeah, I'm gonna just stop now because I don't want to start
Wait.
going that long.
Yo,
wait. Here's a question.
yo, have you ever watched Foundation
It's a
from Apple TV? It's on
No. Oh wait, is that the one where they see the future?
Check this
Apple
out.
TV
Shadow.
Plus, right?
In a little bit.
Yo, if you go and look at it, there's some Disney people that worked on fucking yeah. It's like they have like this weird monarchy situation going on with clones. And like I was looking at the IMDb credits and there's some people that I know from Disney from when I was working at Guru Studios because I did 3 short film pitches to Disney when I was there. And yo, these people are like the best CG people in the world. And they're fucking working on this and they're like Disney employees. So you're telling me that Apple's been poaching these people and they're just gonna
So check this out. Your Shadow's plugs aren't that like insider, bro. Because I just Googled this, and in the last 24 hours, there's so many fucking articles about this, all posted within the last 24 hours. So it's not like none of them are confirming it, but it's some kind of public knowledge is going around that is
Yeah,
speculating.
they are not. I mean, that's why we know about the iPhone a year before the next iPhone comes out because they're not. It's not like I don't know what their problem is at Apple, but every time Apple makes a move, it spreads like wildfire. Uh, this has been a rumor that's actually been going on, like I said, for about 30 days, probably even longer, since it started before Vision Pro was announced. But then when Vision Pro came out, everybody was like, "Oh, that's the reason why," because of Vision Pro and Apple. Disney has a deal with Apple for Disney experiences, right? So, but don't take me like seriously. It just for me is really funny because on my end of things, it does seem as though they are, but we'll see what they do.
So
Yeah.
if you've ever seen a chart of all the companies that Disney owns, I don't even think Apple has the money to buy everything. They own so much shit. So I wonder if it's just speculation on Disney, the brand, and none of the companies under Disney. There's a Disney
That's
umbrella that has all, like, they own so
yeah.
much. They must
So that yeah, sorry.
not the umbrella.
Yeah, so that is basically what the conversation has been today is what do you mean like all of Disney? And they're like, no, not all of Disney, just the entertainment IP. So basically Disney, ESPN, the entertainment side. They're not even talking about the parks. So Disney parks off is mainly just the I guess you could say like what, the IP? I don't know. But yeah, interesting. We'll see.
Well, let's go to Wiz. What's up, bro? No, so
Yo.
Doc. I always say Wiz, and now we have 2 Wizzes on stage.
Oh yeah. Shit. I thought you were gonna ask me how to pronounce Dachshund, but it's Dachshund. But you can call me. You can't call me Wiz. You can call me Doc.
Yeah, I'm the only whiz in the house, you fucking poser.
or Dash. You can call me Dash. Oh yeah. So 2 things. One, kind of a funny story. If I cut out, I just got in my car. So, but I was in the mall at the mall yesterday, and I went into this like high-end shoe store, and they had all their shoes like wrapped up, and like I was looking at all those shoes, and it's interesting because like so many of them don't look good. Like there's some that I'm like, oh damn, these are sick, and then there's others I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, okay, but anyways, I saw so in general, I don't like Yeezys because I actually got a pair when I was in Thailand. It was like a fake pair, and I used them for like 3 years, and I was like, I'm never buying Yeezys because I got a pair of fake Yeezys that lasted like 3 years, and they were like the most comfortable things ever, and I got them for like $30. But I did try on these like a different type of Yeezys. I didn't know they were Yeezys, but they're like, I don't know what they were called, but they were black and they were like dark gray, and then it looked like it was like a spider kind of wrapping around the bottom of my shoe. It was like a harder rubber on the bottom. I guess that's kind of the same as all shoes. But anyways, it was like a mesh at the top. It was a really cool shoe, and I wanted to get them, but they're like $350, and I was just like, eh. And then when I tried them on, he was like, yeah, you can try it on. I was like, oh, can I try on the other one? He's like, no, you can only try on one. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then I kind of walked around in it, and he's like, hey, can you not walk around in it? I was like, fuck, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't do that. And then I just didn't get the shoe, but it was kind of funny. But my other thing was, as a question, is there any way that, I don't know if you responded, I asked this, but is there any way that anyone would be willing to sell crypto kicks at some point? Because I didn't order any, and I want some, so I'm just gonna keep like trying to get my word out to see if anybody would sell me some.
Pumpisha.
A lot of people
Where's
have.
Baron? Where's Baron?
You're in the right place. Shadow scared Baron away because he started talking about insider trading, but we'll get him back in here, bro. Now that Google's talking about it, like Shadow's not our source. You know what I mean? Google's our source.
Oh, so Baron has some that he's wanting to sell, or what?
I think he's got like one or two.
Like 25 pairs.
I know, right? It's gonna be a couple
Like
people who got
25, bro.
some to sell, but they gonna bust some heads. It's gonna be like you walking into that same sneaker shop, not being able to walk around in them.
This guy is the sneaker shop.
Bro, they're gonna go for $4,500. So whoever, like, I kind of regret selling mine for $3,500, but you know, mistakes were made from a fucking existence that I control several times.
Crypto kicks will. That's how much those will be.
Bro, I sold pre-sales for $3,500 a piece, bro. Like, I didn't have the shoes, and I got the fucking PayPal transfer, bro. You'll be lucky if you get it for $4,500. Maybe the homie deal is $4,500 at this point, bro.
Well, Kira's fucking.
Yo, I'm waiting for him to write a fucking thread on this one, bro. He's gonna lose his mind the way I cuss him out and I show him these PayPal transactions, bro. He's gonna lose his fucking mind this time, bro. Cause like what happened in that group chat is they fucking were clipping Dre trying to say some shit. So I put that, you know, the Drake video where he's like, we're just we're all within the rules, we're passionate, and and they booted me out the chat for defending my friend. That's how crazy these motherfuckers are. And they act like I don't know that they own the fucking bot that's fucking blur bidding everyone's shit. Like, they need to chill with that shit.
I got booted out of a clone.
It's really
I got
easy
booted
to
out of a clone chat.
The crack.
Like, one time I asked, I was like, hey,
So
so when are we getting the Air Force Ones in?
I don't know what he
and then
thinks this is, but I can get his address from Kraken. How they funded the account.
Oh my god! Wait, hold on. How was doxing in a clone chat that we don't know about? Was it a real clone chat? I thought.
I forgot. No, I think they added me back in.
Ain't no way.
I have to check. It's a
Twitter. Me back in.
It's a Twitter one. It's a Twitter group chat. I forgot what it's called. I have to find it. I'm driving. I can't do that shit right now. But yeah,
Seed was probably trying to see whether you're a homie or not. Seed be on his bullshit. I'll tell you that much. You don't want to fuck around with.
Wait. Kira. You said they was chopping up what I said, or you said they chopping up what Drake said?
They cut you off before like you finished your sentence, so it sounded like you were cussing Buddy out, not just telling your truth.
Well, you know what? It was a room full of 400 people in there, so I don't care what people engineer. I can't stop and worry about what people are going to engineer to make things sound a certain type of way. What I said wasn't any type of derogatory statement at all. It was all giving my personal opinion, and I said that while giving the opinion.
You were within
this is my individual personal opinion,
bro.
But yeah, I don't care about none of that stuff.
Yeah,
man. I mean that just goes more towards the same of what it is.
Like,
yeah, honestly, like
these guys
bottom line.
Clickers.
That's what I'm saying. Bottom line, when we had this discussion
like,
earlier,
it's the same...
I don't care. Yeah, we can't care about somebody else and how they feel and what they're doing.
You need them, bro. That's called free advertisement, man. You need the haters, bro. They're gonna get you there. Look how many haters
No, but
Kanye
I'm not
has
gonna
got,
let them
bro.
fucking defame my people, bro. That's
Bro, I think he's
that's
got.
not happening here, bro. Like, yo, I put up with a lot of shit. Like, I don't usually comment on his shit unless like I can fucking pull it back to fact and give a screenshot and a URL that they can go check to verify the information. So, because like most of the time it's like, is this objective opinion that doesn't make any fucking sense? Like, if somebody has to mention that it doesn't make any sense, and they're from the same collection of the PFP that you're rocking, and they're telling you it doesn't make any sense, it definitely doesn't fucking make any goddamn sense. Like, there's no two ways about that. I don't care who the person is. Because, yo, I've said some dumb shit, and clones have called me out on it, and I had to fucking retract what I said, because it didn't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. All of this stuff, it's just part of the process. It's going to be people who don't agree with what you say and want to create a narrative, but I'm definitely not going to give any of my energy or worry because, oh no, what if they say, man, it don't matter. Like I said, I just stated facts, and it was people in all scenarios in the facts that I stated. Like, I wasn't the only person in that Discord talking to him about the misinformation he was spreading, and other people know what it is. So I'm gonna leave it where it lays, and man, they can kiss my ass on that one. No. So going to the next point, we was talking about how Shadow brought up a point a while ago, but I had to come home and eat, man. I couldn't speak on it, but I want to talk about it. He was saying if the Animus project had dropped, do we think it would be flooded, and how would it go, and how we can prevent that? I think if we create our own way of dropping this project, I think we need to take it off of Blur. We need to take it off of OpenSea. Maybe integrate this somehow into the inventory app where the only way you can get it is one way in, one way out. And that way it keeps it from being attacked from the outside, right? With the Blur farmers and everything that's happening with that. But just continuously keep it in one place and have, if they're going to do some type of sales system, have it set up, whatever, within that same place. And that's how you keep it flowing in the right direction. I know that sounds easier said than done, but at this point, I don't even see the point of dropping certain projects on these platforms, especially if they're not receiving residuals anymore, right? And we know that it's just other people, like Kiro says, setting up bots that attack projects just to try to create that downfall. It doesn't make sense to keep going back to these platforms trying to make some type of situation happen. So I don't know how deep the inventory app goes or if they have anything even set up, but I would say that would be the evolution to this space, is realizing, all right, well, we can't keep plugging our quote unquote product to these platforms because it's going to be botted to death and it's going to be artificial walls set up and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So why not have it within its own parameters that you create, set, and hold, and keep the buying and selling there?
So on the topic of Animus was actually Artifact's first drop that it can't be sold on Blur. Like, you can buy it on Blur, but it's routed through OpenSea, and the royalties are enforced via the contract on Animus. So I think that was actually their first release that has the enforced royalties. And I remember a lot of projects had to kind of adjust fire when royalties stopped becoming a thing. Same reason Other Side came out with Other Side Expanded, right? Because they had to have a new contract. Remove the quotas, have a new contract that can enforce royalties, and so on. But that was Artifact's first one, I believe, was Animus. So I think that is a trend that will continue, Dre, is having, whatever royalties enforced via the contract or OpenSea or whatnot.
So that makes sense to me. But I mean, just if you see a virus, stay away from the virus. You know what I mean? And we see at this point that Blur has only become that. So let's do what we got to do to stay away from it. But to answer your question, Shadow, do I think it would eliminate FUD? No, not at all. Like Compound said, I don't think. I think the FUD is inevitable because people are always going to have something to say. Even going to Kuro's point, what he's speaking about, people are always going to have something to say, even if you deliver straight facts, and even if you're coming from the most positive place you can come from. There's always going to be some backlash because people intentions are set to be just that, something that can be disruptive, something that can take people's eye off the ball, or throw them in a place where it messes them up. I think a lot of that stuff that Ilan was talking about with Azuki, a lot of this stuff was premeditated stuff, man. People betting against other projects just to go down, and they were happy to see that. I think the same thing that's happening with the D guys today. People are happy to
Yeah,
see
but all that
them take that L because
backfired
that's
on
what
them.
they get. But that's how they get down. That's just part of the project, part of the process. When you have these projects, people are going, they can't wait because they probably have their stakes in it. It's like a call and a put. They put that put out there just so they could see it and make money on the way down. So that's just how this space works. And we all know it's about financial gain, or that's what it was about. But I'm speaking this into fruition now. The next bull run will be about the projects that have the utility, the brands that have the utility. And it won't necessarily be just structured to be a financial space. And that's where people are going to change, and that's where things will elevate because they'll see, like, damn, it's not something I can just bet on these assets trying to make money and price go up. Like, no, it's going to be a real utilization. I got to say that every time I speak, of some type of execution when it comes to these projects, and being able to hold and house, like Compound said, their own contracts where they can get the residuals and everything that they're looking for on their own smart contract. That's the future. That's what we dealing with here. So yeah, that's my perspective.
Yo, Dre, just watch. I'm going to send you a DM with the venue that we have in Toronto. I'm waiting to get the pictures for the venue in Miami. Bro, this guy's never going to show up to either of those two places. We're going to invite the Azukis out there to come show their creators' art there too. Bro, I have one of those fucking, those VR fucking things that you've seen at the Gagosian? My business partner has one of those things. I'm getting it shipped from LA to Art Basel so that we can have a clone that people can interact with Ali's fucking animations. When they see this shit, they can say whatever they want. The truth is out there after that. There's no way that they can stop us. There is, period. It's point blank, period.
People will go crazy trying to prove points against other people and get them to see something. And I'm speaking from my own personal experience. Like, I'm not even here trying to get the amen from anyone else. I believe in this, and I'm going to put that energy out there and push the information out there because I believe in this. Just like I said, there's certain people who just waiting for the downfall. We've seen that multiple times. To sit up and speak to someone and say, hey, this information you're putting out is incorrect, and you carrying the type of eyes that you carry, the visibility that you have, we need you to correct this because it's going to formulate opinions that can lean towards the negative side of things. And to know that and be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. That means that's all that they out to do is to tear something down. So trying to live for the approval of others or to, I told you so. It's like drinking poison and hoping somebody else dies. And I don't have that type of time to give that energy to anyone else. So we're going to leave it just where it's at.
Yeah, that comes with maturity, right? Like, that's such a mature, walked out perspective, I think, for all of us to be reminded of or take notes of. Because ultimately, going to sleep at night, being at peace with yourself is like much more valuable than trying to convince everybody else to see things the way you see it. So going confidently with where you're at, I mean, always be open, right, to people that you trust in your circles, but man, don't go chasing drama. I mean, it's just like, it's such a waste of energy. They're not gonna come over to your side. It's just too hostile.
And we've seen that played out throughout this entire week. It's been multiple people coming from multiple different camps who've been throwing nothing but negativity. I don't even call it FUD. It's just been straight up negativity, trying to disrupt. And just for their own entertainment purposes or because they're shooting from a place where they live, where they dwell. And it carries that negativity. So they want to spread that to the people as much as they possibly can. And I think a lot of people do it subconsciously. They don't even understand how deep they are. And they say these things thinking that it's okay to say it, but they're just so used to being on that negative frequency that they can't even identify it themselves, that they are in a sunken place and they're looking at the world from a skewed perspective. So trying to speak to people on that level, that means you have to go down to that negative frequency that they're on, trying to convince them. and you're going to end up wasting your time, energy, and life force doing so. We are better than that. I'm better than that. So if somebody comes and says something disrespectful or hurtful or just plain wrong, and I'm gonna identify that, yo, you wrong for that, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. I don't have time to sit here and debate with you about how it's okay for you to say these things about people or put out this information. Man, stay there with that misery. I'm gonna stay over here with this positivity and keep building with the people that I want to continuously build with. I feel bad, man. Let's go to Wiz's hand, man. Let me see your hand up for in a long time. Let's go to you, bro.
I'm chilling. Like talk your shit, man. And that actually feeds directly into the topic at hand because the the problem with social media, right? Um, it capitalizes on these emotional reactions that people typically tend to lean into, whether it's being mad at something or finding a funny meme. Either way, as far as your brain is concerned, it's one and the same. It's the same dopamine rush that's going through your head that makes you go, I gotta say something, or I gotta react, or I gotta engage. And for the purposes of marketing, I do think that brands that understand this and leverage it well total line between outrage and comfort, where they're not as cookie cutter as say a Wendy's post that is roasting people on the timeline, but they're definitely a little bit of a step ahead in terms of how they engage with people, and that's why my time spent on TikTok was so valuable. I got introduced to the platform via my photographer friends that were using it at the time, and a lot of what caught my eye was how easy it was for people to get lost in the comment section. For those of you that don't use TikTok, most likely any videos typically have hundreds of thousands of comments. I am not joking. Some of the most trending videos you'll ever see on there, it's not unusual for them to have as many as a million comments sometimes. It's crazy, but when you think about it, it makes sense. TikTok is a huge platform. I cannot emphasize how huge of a user base TikTok has. In China alone, which is the where the parent company of TikTok resides, ByteDance, they have well over a billion people. And that's a solid billion people right there for them in house to use. And when you account for, the Japanese audience, Indian audience, African audience, European, and of course South America and North America, that tallies up to a nice, comfortable 3 billion. That's right behind YouTube's current numbers in terms of how many daily people they reach. That's insane. And while you guys were talking, I actually composed a little thread to outline some of these insights I've discussed prior to really put into visual why what I've said earlier matters in terms of branding strategy and marketing purposes. Specifically, what I pinned on top discusses the search feature on TikTok and how useful it is in terms of content discovery. For those of you that don't know, TikTok has a very powerful indexing engine. It's actually the second most used search engine right behind Google. And you might be asking yourself, why are people searching for things on TikTok? Is it not a video sharing platform? Well, you'd be correct. The difference is though that the same way people go on YouTube to search for tutorials for a piece of information or just facts about something that pertains to a given niche. That same applies on TikTok. And they realized that, so they capitalized on it by allowing a built in algorithmic feature to organically suggest to users what to search about as they watch a given piece of video. And the Azuki animation video I mentioned earlier that has gone viral on TikTok previously, if you look on top, it'll show that not only it shows what the project is and tags it by name, but it also tags the associated content description that's involved so that it lets people know, oh, okay, this is an anime, and they will check that out. But as far as they're concerned, they think it's an anime when really it's a full blown global scale Web3 project, but it doesn't matter, right? Like all the algorithm cares about on TikTok is the user intention and the user engagement, so that if enough people start spamming, what is this Azuki stuff or what is this elemental stuff, it then signals to the in-house algorithm, hey, a lot of people are talking about this. Let me create a specific subcategory for them all to converge and for people to find all these posts neatly packaged into one section so that you can then jump from there and see all of it. And I foresee a possible scenario where the clones end up in a very similar route because, as I mentioned earlier, part of why I think TikTok lends itself well to the CloneX culture, it's because it's based not predominantly around 3D and sneaker culture. If you search the sneaker tag or hype beast tag on TikTok, you'll likely get billions of hits in terms of results. And that's huge, right? And it feeds right back into this concept of allowing the user to find what they need to find as easy as possible. So that if you're someone who's doing a fashion drop, for example, and the sneaker or item that you're dropping has a specific name, what's gonna happen is as you generate that hype, the specific name of what it is you're putting out, it'll come up organically as a suggested option for the people in the comments to search. So they don't have to just go over and search for that manually, although they can if they want to. So that's really interesting that it can do that. And by the way, it actually does this both in the comment section and on the home feed, so that as soon as you scroll on the video, it draws your attention to the fact that this is a topic that's currently being discussed about by a bunch of people. So, food for thought. That's why I'm personally so gung ho about the content creation side of things, and why I think a lot of people stand to benefit from leveraging it.
Wiz ain't lying. He's spitting facts. I actually use TikTok as a search algorithm more than I do Twitter and Google when I'm looking for videos. Google just released something yesterday to the public they call it fact check, but what it is Google's tool built with AI for censorship, and they use it for censorship. And Google and YouTube have already been proven to have worked with like our government and different media outlets to censor specific information. And some of the best ways that I've found to find the information I'm looking for is to go to like TikTok and sometimes Twitter too. I mean, X, old Twitter was pretty censored, but the new X is getting a little bit better. But yeah, the algorithm over there is not as censored as YouTube and Google is. You'd be surprised at how little you're actually allowed to look up when you start searching outside of Google and YouTube. Shadow, what's up, man?
All right, I read how to do this properly. Just allow me to get through this, and I'm gonna be done with the topic. Kiro, you had once asked me before in the past, you probably don't remember anymore, what I thought about Disney. And I told you that I personally would not even touch Disney or even think about it unless they started to sell off their TV assets like Apple, and then maybe deconstruct into like two different, companies like Disney Entertainment and Disney Parks and Cruise Line. Because then I would think if they did those two things, then that would be bullish for me because potentially somebody would acquire them. Uh, and I'm done.
Dude.
That is perhaps the most bullish sentiment I've gotten all day. Also, guys, we're gonna start doing cultural activations. I'm tired of being humble with these guys because it's like they want to see like what the clones really have. I have more resources than they do. I have more friends than they do that are richer than I'll ever be. Okay, so now we're gonna do cultural activations. We're not doing this normal shit anymore. We're gonna invite the Azukis out because they'll fucking participate. Guess who won't show up? The guy that has a problem with everybody. So it's just gonna be us. and everybody else. We're going to do our first activation by ourselves. Then we do the Toronto activation with the Azukis. Let's see how he likes that. Because already, Zagabon responds to me more than he does to him. Okay. And there's a reason for that. Because I keep it straight up with them. I don't tell anybody anything that I can't do. Because the moment you start telling people shit you can't do, you're making up facts. They're not even facts. They're just like your personal opinion mixed with conjecture and some fucking fancy graphics. We're not doing that with the clones. We're doing straight up cultural activations. We are the fucking culture makers, and we're going to start acting like it. Because, like, yo, I could just go and flex all of my fucking cool-ass friends. I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to flex all the cool-ass fucking artists in our collection. And if my friends show up, they show up. But I'm calling in the favors now. Because there's a lot of fucking venues they'll never be able... Yo, bro, they'll never get into One Method. You know who's at the top of One Method? Nike. Nike Corporate Canada. They can't even rent the space that I can get. Okay? So right there, we're going to have Artifact in that space that Nike can't even get a hold of. Let's see how they like that shit. Because I'm tired of this shit, man. You're going to tell me that 3D PFPs are cuck energy? Oh, no. Frank, bro, you better floor that clone and get the fuck out. You're not made for this shit. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done talking.
I gotta look up this cuck energy comment.
You know, Kiro, like you hit a nerve on Kiro today. 2 people hit Kiro's nerves today. I know who both of them are. You know he did because he won't stop. Like he's fucking pissed. Look, Kiro, the best way to handle this, dude, is just
cultural activations, bro. Yeah. I'm done talking about them. I'm done with them. Like, yo, I'm gonna be as like, what was the word I used earlier? Whatever. I'm gonna be as like normal as I can with them. I'm just not gonna fucking interact with them. Anything that they write, I already have them muted. That's the craziest part.
Isn't there somebody that is on Spaces quite often, and when he's done talking, he says, "I'm done. All right, I'm done talking," or something?
Yeah, that's my homeboy too. I used to go into the what are the other spaces that's just like a whole app on its own. I can't even remember what it's called, man, because it's such a weird vibe.
But Baron says it too. He goes, "That's all I got." He lets you know. I'll come to Canada, Kiro. I'll come see what a totalitarian government's like. I'll come check it out. Like, let's fucking rock, baby.
Oh, they're not gonna mess with you, bro.
Wait, what government?
A totalitarian government. We're under siege here, man. The government's no good here. They're almost as bad as the weird guy with the weird son.
Just look it up. I'll come check it out. I want to see Kira. I want to see Toronto. Dre told me some good things about Toronto. I remember nobody forgets. Guys, Shauna's night off work tonight. I'm gonna spend some time with the fiance. We're 2 hours deep. We get like a few nights a week where we can connect. So
wait. We got to go to Green Cypher. He came and got his hand up, man. We can't allow him up and then kick him out.
I just wanted to ask Kira. I'm like I didn't know you were from Canada, bro. I'm from Canada too.
Yeah, I'm stationed out in Edmonton right now.
No, bro, you're joking, bro. I'm from Calgary, bro.
No
fucking
way,
bro. You're wildin', bro.
Yo, after I have to go to Toronto for the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. But when I come back, I'll come out to Calgary and we'll fucking
bro.
That's
ridiculous. That's so insane.
Yeah, I'm here for other people's safety, not my own. So yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. What a small world. What a small world. He's literally like 3 hours away from me. A drive, not even.
It's like an hour and a half the way.
Yeah. That's like I was being like, like grandma driving,
What's the most Canadian phrase you guys can think of?
Yeah,